day when they were like, what do you call it, like showing previews of it, like the 3 different builds it went through.
Right.
Like all that stuff sort of still in the game.
I heard that there were guys who had like their EB Games receipt from like like '97, and like they brought it in, they honored it,
Yeah.
Look how dark it is.
That's so legendary. Like that game has been longer in development
Can't be
than
any more
anything. I'm more impressed that somebody bought the rights to it. Like Randy Pitchford bought the rights to it.
Can it?
Like,
Did you ever play any of the Band of Brothers games, or what were those? Not Band of Brothers. That was
no.
It was like the squad-based.
No,
I completely missed all those games. I never played them.
Same here.
Do this?
Yeah.
I never liked the World War II games because they felt so cliched, like, and they never tried to push the narrative of like World War II, like Medal of Honor.
I always felt weird playing through a war that like my grandfathers fought in, and the same thing about playing Vietnam games. That always struck a weird chord with me. Now, I played through and enjoyed Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh,
but
it was a good one. That was weird though.
But it was weird going through the jungle
wanted to do it yourself.
and killing Vietnamese people,
Let me tell you.
slaughtering. And it's weird. It's weird that I have those feelings. I feel like because it's like it's playing. Well, I'm just saying in the sense that I would play GoldenEye and kill hundreds of Russian people or whatever James Bond enemies. But then, all of a sudden, when I put it in the context of a real war, that's when I started to feel uneasy about it, you know what I mean?
So, well, I mean, as we should when we talk about it, because guns really are only used for one thing, which is killing. And so when you talk about placing somebody in a simulator where it's basically emulating real life, right? That's what games are, is emulating in physics or world, right? So when those uncanny valleys collide, like you create an uncomfortable situation. But what I think is interesting is you have something with, like, the Vietnam War and World War II, like for me, like playing Black Ops is like really nothing because
it's a cartoon.
Because their depictions of the war are hardly like accurate to the atrocities that happen. Like you play Spec Ops, like that shit's like that shit's deep. But like on top of that, like I haven't seen a game that actually talks about like Agent Orange being dropped down on like fucking what do you call it, the forest of Vietnam so that they could see the people that were in the bunkers and things like that. The only depiction that I've seen, and it's only through play, right? Not like the narrative, but through play, is Battlefield Vietnam. That's the only one. But that's through play, right? That's not like there's a story they're trying to tell you. It's like you've got like 12v12, and your fight is the story, right? Your attrition, your struggle is the story being told.
Okay.
Whereas like, Black Ops is like, you're insane, but you're not insane, but you're really insane. Did you play the single player?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, but there is no Raznikov or whatever.
Once we get out there,
I'm getting real tired of that trope in TV and movies and video games with like the imaginary character and the Fight Club mechanic and you gotta earn your twist. You can't like M. Night Shyamalan, just ushered in. I mean, Sixth Sense is a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but
you think it started with Sixth Sense?
The new trend of it, yes. I'm not gonna say he came up with the twist ending. He obviously didn't. He didn't. There's been tons of movies, and I'm not gonna even go there and go through a list of great movies with twist or surprise endings. But I'm saying, like, he created, I feel like, the new modern, where every movie now had to have a twist and had to, and it just always rings sort of cheap to me, unless it's so hard to execute well. I feel like.
I think twist should be clever, but twist should also be done in the world. Like, I don't know, Twister, like, you have to earn it, man. Like, that's the best way to possibly put it.
You have to put in your work, and you have to make the rest of the game live up to the twist. You can't have a cheap, it just cheapens the whole experience. Which is why I sort of respected Mass Effect for doing the ending that they did, because it came off as, sort of boilerplate, but they didn't try to go, they didn't say it was all a dream. I must say, Assassin's Creed does mindfucks with you, but I feel like they earn it, because, like, the first game sort of got all the weirdness of the Animus and all that, laid out all the concepts in a cohesive enough manner to sort of then mess with it in the next games.
And then the second one they earn it because by the time you get into fucking the Pope's
that fight was awesome. I'm like, I'm fighting the Pope. This is great in the Vatican.
It was awesome, and then they layered it on with the subversion of like you're the player who has agency of Desmond, who has agency of Ezio. So like it's Inception in terms of games, and then the narrative goes further and says, "Hey, Desmond," and so it pulls back that abstract layer of like you having agency of Ezio. To be like Ezio's being controlled by the agency of Desmond and self-referential of that, like that is they earned their twist. They earned their twist, man. That's theirs.
Look the other way. It'll make this worth your while.
Shut up.
Suck your dick.
Yeah. They're tired of this shit.
Well, shoot him in the head.
Couple minutes.
Nice. There you go. Do it.
Ooh, there it is.
Oh, fuck. I thought we were just gonna hold him up or something. Oh, shit.
That was cool. That was a cool scene.
Yeah. This is like when you find out.
Marlene set us up.
The old lady?
How are we smuggling an infected girl?
Yeah, the girl with like the hair that was up in.
Yeah.
She had like a purple shirt.
I can explain. You better explain fast. Look at this.
I don't care how you got infected.
It's 3 weeks old. No, everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting. It's 3 weeks. I swear. Why would she set you up?
Dun dun dun.
Because this world's fucked up, kid.
Yeah.
Or naivety.
Naivete.
Yes. Right.
Run! Go! Move!
I like how he runs without even thought.
Yeah, survive.
Right.
Survive.
Right. See, that's a good touch. At this point, he's not even thinking.
Angel, it up! Oh, well, those guys got murderized by them, so of course they gotta go. Yeah. I want to know what this city is that they're running from, you know? Because they never talk about, like, the city. They never bring it up, dude.
Huh.
Like, you play through this city, I mean, they never bring up what the government is or what's going on.
Right.
The only narrative is about Joel and Ellie, and I forget who this lady's name is, and fucking just, like, how you get from point A to point B to solve this particular story.
You know what? And I appreciate that economy, because I don't think this game needs that convoluted backstory. It sort of puts you in the shoe, like, do they necessarily know? They might not know what's going on either.
Right. So, well, that's an interesting way. Like, so, they keep you in the dark because they might be in the dark, you think?
Ready?
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that they chose not to, like, storycraft that out entirely.
Right.
What do you haven't beat the game yet, but, like, what do you, at first utterance, what do you think of what Last of Us 2? You heard they're making that, right?
I see him.
No, I did not hear about that.
I heard hearsay about that.
I feel like I'm not surprised. I mean, how can you be at this point? I mean, these games are huge investments, and as artfully as they are accomplished, I mean, you look. They're successful in making these games. If they want to make another one, I can't begrudge them of it. I mean, I think it's like there will always be this game. You don't have to play the second game.
Yeah, I like that argument.
But I mean, I really can't begrudge them for making another one. But at the same time, I feel like there's more interesting things going on, like in the indie world, where if you don't want to play this type of game, you don't have to.
Well, I just think it's interesting because what does that say about, like, authorship, right? Like, are you compromising the narrative that you created that could have been timeless? Like, imagine if your story was, like, you know, the fucking, I don't know, it's like Salman Rushdie's, like, Midnight Children or something like that. And it was, like, the shit. And then out of nowhere, he made, like, Midnight Children's Dose. And it was just like, that one sucked. And now, like, history will never remember Midnight Children because Midnight Children's Dose.
I feel like there's no, I mean,
So far, so good.
Douglas Rushkoff, who does a lot of thinking about, like, futurism and stuff like that, he just had a thing come out on PBS about Generation Like and how the kids today, like, they have no concept of selling out. That doesn't mean anything to them. That means, like, that, like, there was a concert and there's no more tickets. Like, there's a currency of likes now. It's not, you know...
I mean, yeah, explain that to me, because, like, what do you mean, like, selling out? Like, there's no... Okay, so I'll put it this way. Henry Rollins... I watched this video of Henry Rollins.
Oh, no, Henry Rollins.
Yeah, back in the day, Henry Rollins, like, this was back in the day, in the 80s. In the 80s...
I mean, there is no... Like, how can you be an authentic punk anymore, can you? Like, you have to be almost, like... And this goes back to my ideas, like, you can live that way now, but what are you giving up at the same time? Like, I mean, it's like Amish people. They can live there. They obviously can live at that level of technology, but what are you giving up?
I guess my argument would be like, yeah, that's a fair argument to have because of that. But
I mean, I think there's definitely good arguments to be had about like privacy and like what we should be, like how we should protect the digital world and like what are we really getting ourselves into.
How we use the technology as opposed to not using it, like abstaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, don't you think it's like Pandora's box? Like now that we have like what? There's nothing that's stopping this technology.
Why should it be stopped? Why would we want it to be stopped? Why would you want this gloriousness of the internet to be stopped and all this? Like, to me, this is just...
Because we're making it faster than we can understand it.
But that's the fault of humans. Humans are logarithmic. Technology is exponential. We grow at different rates. You know, exponential's like, boom, 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 boom. We're just like, and one, and one, and one, and one. Slow, but we catch up. And we're at the point where, like, again, like, we could have been using the internet to organize government way back in the day, in, like, the 90s, and we're just now, it's like 2014, just now using it.
Well, because we haven't
using it, because we just learned to use it.
We haven't... Oh, shit.
We're children when it comes to...
Well, that's the thing. We haven't upgraded our own operating system.
You want a neural network? Do you want a
No. I mean, like, people are still heinously ignorant.
Oh yeah, there's so many. There is like a ridiculous amount of Luddites I've met, and like it's bizarre because it's like
even myself. I'm not exempting myself from that, but you know,
I equate it to a lack of.
There
learning.
is
like they're not enchanted with learning. That's what it is. Like if you don't want to engage a system, it's because you find that like you don't want to
threatening.
Learn. Yeah, like
you're afraid.
Well, of what I don't know, but like there's an apprehension that stops somebody when they're like, oh, whatever, I don't want to do it. I want to stick my old ways. And like, to me, that's
change.
I guess change. I think it's a learning, a lack of a disenchantment of understanding that change is a reality. Because you're right.
Because what are you confronted by change? Your own mortality. Yeah. I don't know.
That's a lot of people saying.
It's a lot of armchair philosophizing.
No, it's like what's it, death anxiety, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell.
The unhappy conscience.
There's so many of them out here. How are we supposed to get past them?
We're just gonna sneaky sneak. You chill, girl. You'll be fine.
Maybe I hit with the shampoo.
Have a look.
Johnson & Johnson, no more tears.
Yeah, just dreams.
Oh shit. They're in here with us.
Alright.
Use the bricks to distract them. Pick up a brick and you can throw it, or you can hit them with it. If you throw it, oh no, I'm sorry, man. Man, you out, son. You got shivs, but you gotta get closer to them. Ooh.
Shot in the spinal. Right in my spinal, bro.
I always love like very cinematic like stories where the hero struggles so hard in the game, and like or like whatever. Like the story is like the heroine or the hero struggles so hard, they keep struggling, and eventually they succeed a little bit. They keep struggling, and then there's this one point where like there's just the huge oppressive.
Neo
force.
sees the Matrix.
Yeah, and they're like, just like, "Grr," or I just like where they get like laid down and they die in bullets, like a heavy storm. Like they still struggle. They're struggling.
Oliver Stone.
Yeah. Like it's like almost poetic in like both the exercise of like will and like spirit and attitude, as well as like